Hello there, my name is Akos. Today I just want to talk about the recent incarceration of former French President Mr. Nicolas Sarkozy. Mr. Sarkozy on Tuesday, October 21st, began his 5-year prison sentence after being convicted of criminal conspiracy to finance his 2007 election campaign with money or with funds from former Libyan leader Colonel Gaddafi. On September 25th, a French court found Mr. Nicolas Sarkozy guilty of the above offense. And so they convicted him, and he's not allowed to appeal this conviction until he began his prison sentence. As I said, Tuesday marked his first day of the 5-year prison sentence. So on Tuesday, Mr. Sarkozy was picked up in a police car from his mansion, and he was surrounded by his family, his wife, Carla Bruni, who is a fashion icon, and his brothers, his other family members, his children, his grandchildren, and many and thousands of supporters, French supporters of Mr. Sarkozy, as he was being escorted. Prior to him going to the prison, Mr. Sarkozy released a statement affirming his innocence. He said an innocent man is being put behind bars. Mr. Sarkozy also sees his imprisonment as an injustice to himself. He said he's an innocent man. He also sees it as an embarrassment to the French society. Mr. Sarkozy's incarceration actually marked the first former president in modern French history to be incarcerated. Mr. Sarkozy obviously has a large number of supporters who are also reaffirming his innocence, obviously, and not surprisingly, his family being included. The court actually would not allow Mr. Sarkozy to appeal until he's already started his prison sentence. In the meantime, his lawyers have already filed for an appeal for his immediate release. And so they're hoping Mr. Sarkozy will be granted some sort of a reprieve, and I'm not so sure what Mr. Macron can do. Mr. Sarkozy, keep in mind, belongs to the Conservative Party and used to be and ruled France, as I said, between 2007 and 2012. He was a president at the time, and unfortunately, it sounds to me he was president around the time that that Mr. Gaddafi was also ousted. Apparently, before Gaddafi was murdered, around the time that he was being overthrown, Mr. Gaddafi apparently felt betrayed by Mr. Sarkozy and made a statement to say he was betrayed after helping Mr. Sarkozy to finance his campaign to win an election. So, Mr. Sarkozy apparently is sent to a prison in Paris called La Santé prison. And apparently it is very notorious for very dangerous criminals, and it's a high security prison. I'm not so sure about the numbers now, but apparently a couple of years ago it was renovated and stuff, but it's still a prison. And other people in France, or other people, a section of the French society, it's saying it's a prison that looks like a budget kind of hotel in the UK. Nonetheless, it is still a prison. Mr. Sarkozy is allowed over a 24-hour period. He's allowed 1 hour over each 24-hour period to step outside of the solitary confinement because he's by himself for his own security. He's put in a section of the prison where apparently it is for high-profile criminals or convicted personnel, such as former police officers, convicted terrorists, convicted other dictators. In the past, I think that prison is known for former Panamanian dictator that was ousted by the USA called Manuel Noriega. Also, apparently, former Venezuelan convicted terrorist Ramirez Sanchez, also known as Carlos Jacal, was there, and other high-profile individuals and other very convicted of all kinds of very serious crimes. The section where he's at Apparently, he's put on that section for his own safety, and it's a solitary confinement. So essentially, Mr. Sarkozy will be by himself 24 hours a day. He was allowed to take certain things. He took 3 books with him, including one of it is an autobiography of Jesus, according to him. Mr. Sarkozy is 70 years old, and as I said, has children, grandchildren, and the first French president in modern French history to be convicted or incarcerated. As a matter of fact, oftentimes presidents don't get incarcerated because of an immense diplomatic immunity they enjoy as heads of state. So this is very unusual, particularly in an advanced world. So Mr. Sarkozy took 3 books with him, and one of them was Alexandre Dumas's book, which is a book about how somebody who was a former prisoner on an island actually escaped to take revenge. And as I said, he took one of the books that was also autobiography of Jesus. He plans to also write a book about his experience behind bars. Mr. Sarkozy also took a bag of sweaters because apparently that prison is very cold. He also took earplugs because people that have been in the prison said it is very noisy, and the prisoners actually make a lot of noise, and they do insult a lot of the high-profile people, especially if they know they're there. So Mr. Sarkozy also, as I said, the section where he's placed is fitted with a metal bed, a fridge, a stove, or what is called a cooking hub, which is sort of a cooking area, fitted kind of built-in stove, a shower, a toilet and sink, and a fixed telephone that he's allowed to make select calls or certain authorized calls. He's allowed 3 visits a week from his family, and essentially he's living his luxury life into a prison life with a metal bed, with a mattress, with bare minimum and normal prison cells. And again, it's kind of a sad story. So his supporters feel it's an injustice, and they think it's an embarrassment on France. Mr. Sarkozy maintains his innocence. In the meantime, he also feels it's a political witch hunting because I believe Macron's party in power is center-right, I think, or centrist party, whereby Mr. Sarkozy's party is also a conservative party. Mr. Sarkozy alleges that he is facing injustice. He also, there are some of the stories also mention how he was bullied as a child, because apparently his background is probably from Eastern Europe, if you look at his name. And also he was bullied as a child because of his small stature, as well as including being very short and petite, if you look at him critically. His family, again, support him 100%. He has a large section of the French public that support him. And so we'll see in the course of the many months what's going to happen, whether Mr. Sarkozy will be released. But apparently, days or weeks prior to his incarceration, Mr. Macron met with Mr. Sarkozy and also mentioned how the French court system or judicial system is independent. Essentially, Mr. Macron alluding to the fact that there is a separation of government and the judiciary. I don't know what you think about this. It is very, as I said, it is very unusual for heads of state to be incarcerated, especially in their own country, because of a high level of diplomatic or state immunity they actually enjoy because of being heads of state. They're allowed to do certain things, but definitely it sounds to me the French system feels he broke the law of French law, and it's more around kickbacks and stuff like that from former leader Gaddafi. So essentially, Gaddafi felt betrayed, and Gaddafi also decided to tell on Mr. Sarkozy. So that ended Mr. Sarkozy in this situation. What do you think? Do you think it's all right for Mr. Sarkozy to have been incarcerated? Do you think it is fair? Do you think it's right? What do you think? Let me know. Thanks. Take care. Bye.